Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and I am once again back here in Birmingham, Alabama, with the Mount Olympus of Birmingham comedy. Sitting to my left,
Chris Davis,
Michael McCall,
Narado Moore, a.k.a. Rod for short, heliocentric.
and get in there quick. We're gonna
Nick Thomas.
Nick Thomas, get in there quick. We're gonna start fucking riffing. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike, it's been I think 2017. So it's been a minute.
a while, I think, since last time was in
The last time we actually it
wasn't Los Angeles. It was
here. Put that mic close to your face.
I think you.
No one can hear you.
Came over here to visit. Was it when that Star Wars?
I was
film
about to
came
say,
out?
you know what? It's been even longer than that. Me and you and Goodnight and Nick Thomas recorded at your house right after The Force Awakens came out. So it's been since December 2015.
It has been a minute.
It's been far too long.
I have a whole family.
I was going to say, yeah, yeah. I think a family happened.
I
since
literally
the last time.
got married and have a child who can talk.
Yeah.
And has his own personality.
2 disturbances in the Force happened that year.
God damn. Well, it's
we had Malos then too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, we did indeed.
And boy, did Mr. Goodnight go on about it.
Yeah, he had the history of it in his fucking.
He loved it.
Love Milo's.
He knew everything about it too.
And if you're like me and you're ever in the Birmingham area, you want to check out several Milo's locations.
Yeah. They're branching out. They got them in Montgomery now. I know.
got a good bit.
Yeah. So
A hidden gem in Alabama. This nice little mom and pop shop with 172 locations.
I hope they make it.
Plug in here.
I
for
hope
my
they make
people.
it. They're plucking away.
yeah.
In-N-Out burger of the Deep South.
I did just want to shout out our friend at Guy the First. So on the last episode, we drank a coffee beverage that claimed to accentuate reality. It was called Taika, and there was a phone number on the front, like it was the bathroom of a truck stop. And I did not call the number because I already get enough spam as it is. But at any rate, I started reading the ingredients, and Guy the First is a biologist, and he was like, so one of the words that came out of my mouth, I didn't know what it meant, but I was like, oh, there's something in here called cordyceps, and that is when Guy the First informed me that cordyceps are a parasitic fungus that in the jungles of South America, they infect ants, and it basically makes their brains go crazy, and the ants climb up to the top of the tallest thing they possibly can, and then the mushroom starts to grow out of their brain, and it explodes and sends spores out over the jungle.
Yes, that's actually the first time I ever heard of cordyceps mushrooms is because that's the name of the virus that causes the plague in the Last of Us video game series.
Oh, no shit.
Fuck it is.
It's called cordyceps.
Human cordyceps?
It was like 2 years after I played that game where I was in the vitamin section of a store and they had cordyceps mushrooms in the bottle, and I was like, absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah.
I thought cordyceps
I've
was
seen
a
what that
muscle I
stuff
could
does.
not
I played you're like in there
pronounce.
screaming about playing the last. I played the fucking Last of Us, man. I know.
Well, that's what we said. It sounded like a muscle, like,
Yeah.
today's cordyceps day at the gym. But it turns out, no.
Back and a front.
It's a mushroom that basically makes insects go insane. So by the end of that recording session, if this makes any sense at all, it felt like my mouth was about a foot away from my face. Like things just were not.
Another dimension.
They were not good. My reality was accentuated, but not in the way you want. So
You should have just ate the ants.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's where your protein is.
Yeah.
Kill 2 colonies with 1 stone.
We are outside, by the way. So if you hear, here comes
as we speak.
the sanitation department, the most accentuated reality in Birmingham, just tooting by.
Rivers?
Yes, sir.
Before we get it cracking,
Yeah.
as you know, I've listened to every episode of the Corona Diary series at least 11 times. I've been going through it over and over again. I'm in the middle of like my 19th fucking re-listen. Today, hit episode 124.
Oh, God.
And I take much umbrage with Carter Glasscock saying that the best use of the de-aging technology in movies he's seen is in Martin Scorsese's
The Irishman.
The Irishman. Because that
12 hours
is
of it?
100% false. It is absolutely the worst.
Yeah. You
I
think it's
mean,
the worst?
there's scenes in there where Robert De Niro is supposed to be like 29 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
And they de-aged that man to go from his real life age of 83 to 71.
Right, yeah.
Everybody in that movie looks horrible.
Oh yeah, even Scorsese's like, yeah, we just rolled the dice on that and got what we got.
To paraphrase Nick Kroll, he looks like he's made out of marzipan.
Well, that's what happens when you de-age using Minecraft.
That's right. Yeah.
It's awful. Like that scene where he goes to the grocery store and beats up the guy.
It's the most
looks
pathetic
like two 108-year-olds fighting, and he's supposed to be like 34.
Yeah.
He can barely lift his fucking leg up to kick
It
him.
looks like when Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah used to fight on Raw in the 90s.
It actually looks worse than that. It looks worse than the stunner Vince McMahon took at this year's WrestleMania. It was worse than that.
And the first one he took, and basically all of them.
All of them, yes. But this one was especially bad.
I think I said that on the Patreon where we talked about the WrestleMania. I was like, I didn't think that he could beat his first stunner, but his last stunner was the worst.
God.
Yeah.
It's
Does
always your
Vince
last
McMahon
stunner you
ever
remember.
get better?
No, not
It's
at
been
all.
downhill ever since he decided to thrust himself into the spotlight
Yeah.
of the WWF and then the WWE. Like he took the shit, he made it great. He took the shit to the fucking moon, and then in the 90s, as the Attitude Era was hitting,
Yeah.
he decided, I'm going to start doing steroids and
gonna
get
be one of
in
the
on
guys.
this.
I'm gonna
And
be one of
it's
the
just
guys.
been all downhill for him personally ever fucking since.
It's his own personal
good.
de-aging process.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. He fought Pat McAfee, who I believe is our age, like he's like 34, 35.
Good idea.
Boy.
All pro athletes are younger than me now. I
Oh
know
yeah.
that, so
Oh God.
he's
Yeah.
got to be younger than me.
Yeah, it's it really does. When you step away from living in a college town for a minute and you come back and it's just people like really pissed off about what 19-year-olds are doing. You're just like, you got to do something else, man.
Like
I'm sorry.
when did we decide to allow children to drink? When did that happen?
Hell yeah.
Did I miss a meeting?
But yeah, so anyway, shout out to Guy the First telling us what quarterceps are. Today, for our ungodly concoction, I am going in 100% blind because this energy drink, there's a couple of English words on here.
Quite possibly coming out 100%.
Yeah. Well, so
Oh my gosh.
life's journey found me at a tienda in Auburn, Alabama, getting myself some a pastor torta, and I moseyed on over to the energy drink coolers I often do. And this one has
Addicted to energy drinks.
this one has an extra sticker on it because it is imported, and this sticker says it's a product of Guatemala. But I did a little research, and I believe the bottling plant is in Guatemala, but originally this product is from Peru, and it is called Volt Yellow Energy Drink.
that great flavor, yellow.
Yellow. Everyone goes mad for it.
Guatemala and Peru, known for their stringent health standards.
Well,
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know we based our entire concept of the FDA on the approval systems in Peru and Guatemala.
Yeah. The first ingredient I can read, agua carbonatada. Okay, so carbonated water, and the rest of it, I have no idea. So I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to put it on our Twitter at The Good Spot. If you habla español, please tell us what we're drinking, because I have no fucking idea.
Let us know
Vodka
what's too late.
yellow.
Which is the way it should be,
Yeah.
Like
We're
all these damn energy drink companies put so much time and money into copy editing, and they make up all these fake terms, like cordyceps. That was fake until someone explained it to me.
I can't see it from here. What is surrounding the lightning bolt on the bottle?
All the vitamins.
Vitaminas, B2, or I should say B2, B3, B5, B6, and whatever 12 is. I only made it to 7th grade Spanish.
Is
Sorry.
it ochre Spanish for
12 is
yellow?
Policia.
So it's el vodka ochre?
Yeah.
Ochre vodka.
Well, strangely, the title is in English. It says Volt Yellow. yellow.
Because no one in Peru is drinking this shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So, but it's in a plastic
I
bottle.
want Peruvian energy.
It's too many Peruvians. Dump it on the American market.
I can't tell you how excited I am to drink this.
Oh man, me too. I looked it up. They've apparently been going. The beverage company, the parent company, has been going since the 80s in Peru. So they have at least a few years.
A healthy track record of less than my lifetime. Great.
I just want to know, when we drink this, are we supporting some kind of rebels or something?
I mean, I hope so.
in the jungles of Peru?
Well, I want to say shout out to my friend Paulo Nelson of Peruvian descent, and he gave me a Peruvian soccer scarf, so I am now rooting for that team.
Did you consult him about this beverage?
No, shit, I should have. All right,
Yeah,
well,
fuck a scarf. You should have asked him if this is going to make us blind.
Are we gonna die?
we'll follow up with Paulo and have a report next week. I wanted to know as
If we
little as
survive.
possible. Okay,
If we survive.
let's hold. This is everyone's favorite part of the show. This is in a plastic bottle, so this won't be quite as dramatic, but here we go.
You shake it up.
For your
Okay.
asthma
Explodes like a fucking pipe bomb if he shakes it.
Oh man, I'm already disappointed. This is like a Red Bull knockoff.
Does it smell like yellow?
Oh.
It's a Red Bull knockoff. God, I'm sorry, fellas.
Looks
This
like
is
an old English knockoff.
yeah. I mean, it looks like.
Let's hope it doesn't taste like
It's in like
that.
a 64-ounce water bottle.
yeah, it is.
Don't pour me a lot.
But it is
It is Red
absolutely
Bull.
piss yellow.
Yeah, it's very, very yellow.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
is.
very
Yeah.
urine-y.
I can feel my gout activating already.
Well,
It doesn't taste like
you
yellow.
don't have to drink it, Mike, if you don't want to.
I'm all in, baby.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
This will be the biggest mistake you've ever fucking
I mean,
made.
pass that down to Rod.
Think about that.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Nick. All right.
Yeah, this is Red Bull.
Yeah, I know. I see.
This looks like carbonated piss.
Yeah,
like
it-
no bullshit.
Yeah. It does. It doesn't like
Piss you take after you've been drinking all night.
yeah, the
too.
carbonation's like piss carbonation.
Okay. Here's the thing. It's like Red Bull, but it's if Red Bull was better. I'll say that. It's an improvement.
Yeah.
It's
Slight
a-
improvement on Red Bull.
It's a little bit more tart than a Red Bull.
Does smell good.
It does got a piss flavor
It's
to it.
the actual sugar and not the corn.
That's
That
you're
taurine or
probably
whatever the
right.
fuck it
Actually,
is.
yeah.
Red Bull always tastes like an unripened plum to me.
Yep. Guarana harvested directly
okay.
from
Kind
the
of tastes
source.
like a pineapple flavored Red Bull.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I am reading the bottle here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going through all the Spanish that I do not know. Managua, Nicaragua. I am.
It's got Nicaragua. in it.
It's got 100% Nicaragua, Costa Rica. It's got.
Fellas, I can't see.
Lead Michael to the microphone. Lead him around, please.
What is happening?
Mike, we can either do the podcast or call a doctor. Choose. All right, we can't do both. I don't know what detrás de means, but Kimberly Clark is mentioned.
What?
Kimberly Clark, the company that makes toilet paper.
Whoa! The toilet paper company's doing
Yes,
this.
detrás de Kimberly Clark, the Tocoman, Panama,
Maybe-
Panama.
Hold on. Maybe they're just shouting out Kimberly Clark.
Yeah, just big up to Kimberly Clark.
They wring the urine out of the used Kimberly Clark.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say this gives everyone the bubble
Yes,
guts.
Kimberly
and
Clark
then-
makes
Are
toilet
these
paper,
the ingredients
paper towels,
or are these the
napkins.
liner notes? just all the thank
fuck is
yous.
this?
Yeah, it's the
In case
thank
something
yous.
happens and a doctor asks, I did have a Mountain Dew kickstart with lunch.
Oh, buddy.
Is this going to interact in a bad way?
Well, we're in the boat together because I had an Alanino cherry slush on the way up here. So.
This is what's going to take you from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde.
Oh, yeah.
Mixing the shit at Mountain Dew Kickstarter.
It's got raspberry in it.
and South American fucking energy.
Gasificada con sabor raspberry, torino,
Yeah, this
caffeine,
is something we should have done after the show.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Kimberly Clark.
Yeah, thanks to the
Like-
toilet paper people. Shout out to
lesions, yes.
shout out
Like
to
I just
our
got shot in the fucking head.
shout out to our friend Paul in the UK, keeping track of all this nonsense. What do we give this, fellas? So shout out and shout out to Peru. Like I said,
Yes.
this is all it takes. I'm not a big sports guy, so all it takes for me to have undying allegiance to your team is to own one article of their clothing, and I'm in.
Free
so
shit.
I'm Viva Peru is what I got to say. What do we give this, folks? What do you think?
I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give it a 3 out of
I'm
5.
going to go a trace out of Diese.
Ooh,
Oh, there we go.
man.
All right.
I feel like energy drinks are utilitarian.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like it's just a thing that kind of it's like rating hammers, you know, like does it drive in nails, then it's a fucking 10. Does it not drive in nails, then it's a 1. And I feel like that about energy drinks. So because this is delicious,
okay,
I'll give it a 10.
Oh, so you like it? Okay, all right, good to know. Good to know.
What's up, my man?
What are we saying, Nick?
Bronson Pinchot
it tastes
just
good,
walked
but
through
it
here.
feels like I got shot in the fucking
What a
head.
country.
Somebody dropped a fucking anvil on me.
Ridiculous.
Well, I gotta bring. Next time I'm up here, I'm bringing all the cordyceps. So we're gonna.
Yeah, that's what I want.
We're gonna.
That's what we need, you know. As we're on the
balance
tail
it out.
end of one pandemic, let's just kick another one off.
Yeah.
What about the idea of zombie fungus? You're like, this is something I want to put in my body.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you feel sick and then weird and then silly.
Like you already can't trust energy
get to feel
drinks, and
silly
you want to
there.
do the zombie brain energy drink.
I can make some calls and get you some other types of fungus that do that.
No, I
don't know what's in this energy drink, but there is one thing I know that's in there, and it's this zombie fungus. Let's do it.
Yeah, it makes you feel silly, though.
We were fortunate enough to go to Guatemala a couple of years ago. I never saw anybody drinking a Volt Yellow.
Yeah, is that right? Well,
one.
Like I said, it just says that that's the product in Guatemala. That might just be where the bottling plant is. I think, so maybe
And they bottle it. Say, get it the hell out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Send it to Peru.
Yeah.
Like nuclear waste. Get this shit over the border stat.
A division of Raytheon.
Yeah.
I do know I want, if I ever have to have a porn name, Energizante is my new porn name.
Ooh, yeah.
Energizante.
I saw Energizante versus the Vampires.
Great wrestler. Great wrestler back in the day.
Never took his mask off.
Yeah. Mil Mascaras and Energizante. I have this story I wanted to share with y'all. This comes from the Center of Culture, Bartow, Florida. This is from WFLA.
Named after, of course, UAB coach Gene Bartow.
The Paris of America.
Yeah, that's right.
Of Florida.
Yeah. A Polk County teacher is facing misdemeanor battery charges over allegations that she bit 2 students. So
She had that cordyceps mushroom in her.
she was feeling
That shit's
crazy.
It's a
becoming
victimless crime. It's a victimless crime.
The teacher, Rhonda Rice, told administrators that she was, quote, playing around with the students, according to Polk County Public School spokesperson. Quote, I think she needs to learn what she did, and what she did was wrong, it said Kathy Toro. Toro said that she contacted 8 on Your Side after months passed without any action. So this happened back in November, and they just weren't doing anything. It was like, hey, they bit my children. So
Why does every woman's name in Bartow sound like a UFC fighter? Kathy.
Rhonda Rice and
Maybe it's like
Kathy
that
Toro.
other town in Florida where all the freaks retire to. Maybe this is where all UFC,
Casadega, yeah.
UFC fighters retire.
gotta go somewhere.
That's why they're biting kids, I guess.
Now, look, as the
That's
only,
their
as the
signature
only
move.
parent of a child here, I get that. Yeah. Like, I understand wanting to bite the kid.
It's like, the biting.
If I was a wrestler, my finishing move would be biting a child.
Like you pull it out like Jake the Snake used to pull
out of a
David
bag.
out.
Your finisher is just shocking.
That's where you get the energy you need to do your 6-minute long standing suplex.
No, that's genius. You have like just a kid in a bag, and then you put it on the dead wrestler, and you're like, all right, now you raise it, and you run away.
All,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
all the millennials revolt because they're terrified of
The deadbeat
being
dad. So Toro's 15-year-old nephew is a student at Bartow Middle School, and she said in October that he and another student were working at the school store when Rice tried to steal a jar of pickles.
Did you say 15-year-old in middle school?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Kind of sounds like an idiot to me.
It might be one of those,
Weird birthdays.
yeah, weird, yeah, really weird birthday.
September.
In this same
I was
vein,
born on 2 leap
before
years.
everyone else.
Yeah.
in that same vein, I've got a question to ask you guys after we're done with this story that's related to being 15 and in middle school.
Okay. But yeah, so the teacher was trying to steal a jar of pickles from the school store. And
What?
Yeah, that's what the
She's a
incident
repeat
is.
offender, man.
Yeah, so Rice.
Is that a part of the game, or did she just need some pickles?
This is the weirdest gang
she just
initiation
fucked
I've ever
She
heard.
had cramps and forgot her cash.
She's just something. She just doesn't need to be a teacher, I think.
Her nephew and another student tried to stop Rice and take the jar of pickles back. Quote, she just bit them on the forearm, and of course they released, and she was able to take the pickles. But, I mean, there's other ways to do that, said Toro. I was like, wait, no, there's not.
You can just not.
You can just not steal the pickles, teacher. What are you talking
Look,
about?
maybe that was the least violent way she could think of. I mean, she could have broken their arms, legs.
I mean, these are UFC fighters we're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's right. Yeah,
Trained
could have.
professional fighter.
Yeah, triangle chokehold, rear naked choke. She had
Crippler
options.
crossface on your ass.
The moral
we all
of the
know what
story
happens when you
is
start one of those.
pay our teachers
Yeah,
more,
that's the one
everybody.
they don't come back from that one.
Give the teachers more money and pickles.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It's like, could she not afford the pickles? Is that why?
At today's prices?
Yeah.
I gotta bite somebody.
Yeah. So the students reported the behavior to school administrators, who contacted Toro. Toro went to Bartow Police to press charges in November, and according to an affidavit filed by Bartow Police, Rice admitted to simply licking the students.
I don't know which one's
That's
worse.
worse, right?
Step up or step down.
I didn't fucking violently assault them. I sexually assaulted them.
Arouse them.
I didn't eat them. I tasted them. All right. Don't be
Rather
such
be
a
bitten than
killjoy.
licked.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how she looked.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, this is Rhonda Rice. How can I help you? Oh, you're the cops? Oh, no, I didn't bite them. I just licked them. Sloppy on the
Get
arms.
your facts straight. You're not gonna. You fucking ACAB motherfuckers aren't gonna come in here and start distorting the facts like you usually do. Okay, I did not bite a 15-year-old kid. I licked a
I
15-year-old
licked
kid.
them.
I sucked a 15-year-old off.
This is Bartow. We don't do this shit here.
A union rep hastily whispering into her ear, lick. Say lick.
Yeah.
I doubt if she was one of those hot for teachers.
We got to change the narrative, okay? You didn't bite anybody. We have to constantly reiterate in every interview. You licked those children. You did not bite those children.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is what the Guardian Toro says. Even if it was, and she did lick him, I don't believe that she did lick him, but it's still not acceptable. It's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just pretty much either way.
But I like that whoever was interviewing her, where she was just like, she bit my kids. It's like, well, she says that she just licked them, and the person was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's still
That
fucking
is
weird.
absolutely the proper response. There's literally no other response to when she said she didn't bite your child, she licked your child. The only thing to say is, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he pushed me down a flight of stairs. No, I threw him down a flight of stairs. Very
I can lick or
different.
bite my own child, but anyone else does, you're getting fucked.
Right, yeah.
Like, they're not going to do an investigation. They're going to investigate me for beating your ass.
Bartow Police and the state's attorney have filed 2 misdemeanor battery charges against Rice. In the meantime, she's no longer working at that middle school. She was placed on administrative leave pending a review. Upon completion of the review, she was suspended for 3 days and then located to another middle school. So
As you
What? Is she a priest?
Where the
What is-
children
I
are
know.
less tasty.
They go to the alternative school or something?
No, get this. This is the name of her new middle school. Sleepy Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Shutter Island to fucking
Sleepy Hill. She likes to lick children. This is a bad combination. Next, she's going to get caught stealing a jar of Ambien out of the school store.
Yeah.
Side note, my skin is starting to tingle.
Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Man, we should have some more.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Have some more Oca Revolta.
Quote, quote, although she described her actions as playing around with the students, we expect our employees to act professionally and serve as models of mature behavior. They must set a good example for students to follow, and anything less is unacceptable. That's the Polk County School spokesperson. Rice has been a teacher at Polk County Public Schools since 2000. So
Okay,
Why
now
do you
this
need
does
to-
sound like a pedophile.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Where
repeat offender.
this cause like that's what you do as a pedophile. You know, you would come up with a weird excuse
That
to
sounds
rub
normal.
and touch on the children. You know,
Yeah.
No, we were playing a game where I pretended to steal some pickles and then they
Yeah.
grabbed them and then I licked them. Like that doesn't go together.
Yeah,
There
because your
are
idea
pickles in
fucking
this
like,
game scenario.
Now, we just got done taking my son to a class to teach him about sexual predators, or as they call them in the class, tricky people.
Tricky people?
Whoa.
This sounds like a tricky person to me.
Tricky people.
Yeah, this person sounds very tricky.
So David Copperfield is going to terrorize your
magician
child?
propaganda.
I know.
Hey, kids, would you like to see a magic trick? He said trick. I need an adult. He said trick. I need an adult.
Now, to be fair, I don't want my son hanging out with magicians either.
Worse.
So
Arguably
works-
worse.
It works for perverts and magicians.
I don't like this boilerplate explanation from the school. Why don't you just say, yeah, she licked a kid. She's out.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
sorry.
We dumped her on somebody else.
This is Ron DeSantis' Florida.
yeah.
And
Don't say gay and don't
she's
say
prob-
lick a
she's
child.
probably going to be the next Secretary of Education.
Yeah,
It's only okay because it was a woman licking a male student.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't same sex, they're fine
Yes.
with whatever you
Classic.
do.
Right.
Classic move.
If it was a male teacher licking little girls in that room, it's like that dude would be in jail and dead right now.
Oh, yeah.
But no, instead we've got
Not in Florida. Florida, is, according to the Florida politicians, all the groomers are gay.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
a man is licking female students or a woman is licking male students, that's just heteronormative interaction.
That's
not
There's
even-
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
We were
That's
just
a
playing
game.
Steal the Pickles, you
That's
know?
a game.
I think we can all agree Bugs Bunny nailed Florida 80 years ago.
Oh, yeah. When he
We're all living
sawed
with
it
those
off.
That's right. We're all living
Yeah.
with the consequences of not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
fellas, my question related to them said this 15-year-old
Oh,
was
yeah.
in middle school because usually you leave middle school at 14 on average. You know,
Yes.
you get to the 8th grade, you're 13. By the time you leave, you're 14. You start high school, 9th grade, 14.
Right.
Now, if he's 15 and in middle school, that means he's been left back twice
Yeah.
because he's not turning 15 and leaving. He's 15 and this is happening. That means he's been there for like 4 years already. Now, here's the thing. A friend of mine, and this is like in the last month, this is very funny that it comes up.
He just graduated middle school.
She told me that when she was in middle school, she told me a story about this weird kid, and he was 21 years old
Holy what?
when they were in the 8th grade.
The 8th
He was in her class.
Whoa.
And she
Not a
went
substitute.
to a private school. So his parents are like shelling out some serious ducats for him to still be in school.
Right.
Now,
For no fucking
Now-
reason.
Was this a Billy Madison type scenario?
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was just a fucking idiot.
He
Now
just liked school.
here's my only question about that scenario. At what point do you give up on your child
I think 21.
and just force them to go into the workforce because school isn't their thing?
Yeah.
Because 21 in 8th grade means that this dude has been failing. He's repeated like 1st grade 2 times.
Yep.
Made it through
Yeah.
2nd, failed 3rd.
It's not just a
Hit that, failed fucking 5th grade 3 times. Like,
Yeah.
at what point when your son is able to buy beer,
I was about to say.
Yes.
but he's in the 8th grade, do you just say, I'm not paying this tuition anymore, buddy? School isn't for you. You gotta get a fucking job or we're just chaining you into the
Yeah.
basement.
You need to work your way through middle school, son.
Yeah.
Get a job.
You're going to pay this with your fucking allowance
Is there a night
money.
middle school he can go to?
I knew a guy like that who he was still there. He got left behind when I graduated, and he was still there when my younger brother graduated 4 years later.
Oh, my God.
And we used to call him the king.
Because, I mean, obviously. For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Not really. We used to call him King Wadawi, and then we shortened it to the king. Anyway, that's a longer story.
Wait, was this in Weedowie?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
King Teen.
Oh,
King Teen.
it's a long story which involves this weird scandal that happened in Wadawi where they canceled an interracial dance. Anyway, it's a long, it's
so
a lot
not-
of Alabama backstory. Your listeners
I was
aren't
gonna
I
say,
believe that's called
wanna
the
know.
good old days.
Yeah.
my grandparents are like 20. So that's where they used to live, right near Weedowie.
In Wedowie.
Yeah, yeah.
Well-
Woodland, right near there.
Well, then you probably heard of this was in the early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the king, he became obsessed with my younger brother and would give him presents and stuff and leave them like outside our house.
Like Boo Radley?
Not unlike that. If Boo Radley wanted to fuck, I think the object of his affection, which they don't really go into in To Kill a Mockingbird.
It's, yeah.
But you
But
know
he
it's
showed
there.
it like
To drill a mockingbird.
There we go.
so. This
More
was
parody I'm working.
so my younger brother.
with Jeffrey Pecker. Yes.
My younger brother's senior year was my dad had broken his neck and had to stay out in Colorado. They couldn't move him. That's a lot of backstory. And so I'm basically raising my younger brother his senior year of high school. And so this guy shows up at our house and I tell him to leave and he says no. So I get a BB gun and I shoot him 38 times
Whoa.
with this BB gun.
How old are you?
And he just goes, "Al, quit it." Well, that's at that point. I'm like,
Al quit
Wait,
after
is this like
38.
a
every time,
Al,
like
quit it.
Like
I
Bart
was
Simpson,
21. I
Al,
was
quit
like
it.
21.
wait? What sort of is this a BB gun that shoots like a machine gun, or is this
No,
you-
like one at a time, and you have to pump it up.
He really wanted
Wow.
his brother.
Yeah,
Wow,
it was weird.
okay.
And finally, after 30th, he goes, "Fine," and then just walks off.
Fine, I guess.
I get it.
I get it.
Don't shoot me a
Excessive.
37th
See,
time.
but when I was still in high school, though, we used to wait for him to show up at his house and like shoot him with fireworks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
And
who's
then
the bad guy in this scenario?
I was gonna say.
I feel like he
Probably
still
me.
was.
Yeah.
Probably.
I get
This is
into-
probably some long, weird-term revenge thing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, did he?
This
He's
was
gonna-
just trying to have some love and affection. You were like just pumping.
We used to do
load
what we
for
would
the
call
BBs.
king chases.
He's
we would
like, I'm
chase, we would chase him around in our cars.
sounds
And he
like-
would run around all over Grayson Valley and Trussville and the east side.
That's
of
like
town.
That's what you
sideways
did to
Jim
this guy's
Crow
everyone.
shit.
Once I took my 83 Cutlass, spun it like at a turn, and slapped him in the side of the face while I was driving. Like his window was down, and it was the damnedest thing that ever happened.
I get into
You,
these situations all the time where I start telling a story and realize like 5 seconds in that I'm the bad guy of the
I
story.
was just about to say,
You
I
vehicular manslaughter
asked
somebody.
a funny question
yeah.
about some fucking 20-year-old still in middle school. And I
Yes.
asked, at what point would you give up on your child after they keep failing between 5th and 8th grade
Yeah.
to reach the point of adulthood in the fucking middle school? And Mike decides to regale us with
The time he
the
killed a guy with his
jolly
car.
tales of how him and all his friends
Yeah.
used to absolutely bully the fuck out of some slow kid, it appears.
But he wasn't slow, though. He was in the gifted class, and his IQ was actually 2 points higher than mine. So you know what I'm saying? There's a fine line.
It's like that's where this all
There's
started.
a fine line between genius and insanity, and apparently it's right there, right between those IQ.
What you
Which used
did-
to fucking terrify me.
No, my
It terrified you.
Yeah, as you're driving a car around and fucking
It's not like he was
going all Steve
funny,
McQueen
it's-
to
you're
Smacking
slap
people
some
with
dude.
American steel in their fucking face.
It's funny that
initiated it. The American still of my hand. He initiated the chase because he pulled up to the top. We lived at the bottom of the hill. He pulled up the top of the hill, and he also had a messed up arm from a car wreck. And we
that I caused.
a car wreck
where
where
you spun your 83 cutlass
where a
around
cutlass-
and smacked him in
caused
the head.
a
Was he changing a tire that you kicked the jack over or something?
He had a garbage can in his
You
hand,
monster.
And he revved up and he screeched down the hill. And he was going to throw it at us, but it fell out of his messed up hand, and it sort of just rolled to a slow stop in front of us, and it enraged my friend Will, rest in peace, so bad he ran into the street, pulled out a dart he had in the inside pocket of his coat, threw it, and it stuck in the guy's car, and that's how he got the nickname of Dart Boy. But I digress.
Jesus.
That is the
So
worst.
it's a slow kid and also a handicapped kid.
I was gonna say.
He wasn't handy.
This
I
is
like
the
that
worst
this
Marvel
guy-
Origins movie I've ever heard.
Y'all fucked with him so
Dart
much that he
boy.
was like, "I'm gonna have to fuck one of your brothers."
That
His
kid grew up
revenge.
to be Stephen Miller.
Last I heard, he lives in the woods, like literally.
Well, of course he does. He has to get away from you and
He
your
is
fucking
the goods
friends.
from the woods.
Again, Boo Radley.
Yes, you drove him out like the fucking humpback of
The
Notre
Sasquatch
Dame.
never it caused him any trouble. Only
Turned him into
humans.
Quasimodo, and now he lives in the fucking woods like Sasquatch.
Beware human! Human danger! They throw dart at me! Sasquatch friend!
Bad. Oh.
He said last I heard he lives in the
All
woods.
around. You guys are painting me like I'm the bad guy.
Cutlass bad.
He's scared of cutlasses.
Scared of any kind
Like
of
sailors in the fucking 17th century.
When he closes his eyes, there's a Sierra Cutlass commercial playing on the back of his eyelids. Like it,
screaming.
yeah.
Bloody murder.
Just
Every month his parents drop off a big crate of provisions. So maybe one day
I
he'll
know
come
his,
back.
His father, the
Maybe one
commander,
day.
has passed. He was the head of a militia.
Okay, well.
Jesus Christ. This is like a whole fucking...
We also stole his tri-cornered hat, but that's a tale for...
Wait, he had a tri-cornered hat.
Oh, my
Commander.
God.
You have a chance to redeem yourself here. Go on.
Well, we went to his house to watch the Mike Tyson Hurricane Peter McNeely.
This
I'm trying to get him back in good graces of.
And so we're leaving,
almost there.
and I happened to see the tri-corner hat, so of course I got to take this tri-corner hat.
Of course. You're a patriot.
And then, like, a couple of days later, like, he showed up real contrite in my house. He's like, hey, like, you got to give me that hat back. Like, my dad is going nuts. Like, he's threatening to beat my mother and all this.
He's threatening to
Felt
kill my
fucking
mother.
terrible, so of course I gave him the hat back, but...
Even though he knows that a kid stole it, I'm going to beat your mom.
I'm going to go on a limb.
Look, this guy was not a great guy. Look,
I'm going to go on a limb and say
I'm
she
just saying.
probably got a
looking
beating
back,
still.
I feel kind of bad for this guy.
Kind of.
Yeah, I
dad,
feel bad for him too.
Mike,
dad
why
might
would you
have
feel
said
bad for what I've known as the greatest American ever born? That's who this man is.
king.
Mike is about to be the first person. This is history we're seeing right now. We're watching a person cancel themselves. Their first introduction on a major stage. Mike's first appearance.
Oh no, he's been on one before.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well,
this is his
Mike
last,
has
then.
stepped. Mike has come out of retirement and stepped back into
Yeah.
the goods from the wood Stutterverse
Yeah.
to counsel himself.
Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Hey guys, remember me? Yeah, I'm a piece of shit.
Oh,
How
if
did
you're
you even get to that story?
Well,
I asked the question.
yeah, okay.
When
A
do you
simple
give up?
question.
And nobody's
That's
answered the question because Mike took it first. And decided to tell us the worst story we've ever heard.
so-
Narado, to answer your question, if I'm in a conversation with my son who's in middle school and it comes to, hey, do you want to pick up beer or do you want me to?
Yeah.
It's fucking over.
I like that you
Hey, now,
moved behind
Rivers,
Mike now. You're like, I don't trust this fucking
Well,
guy.
yeah.
Now, Rivers, you can edit all this out, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, let's pick up right now.
Well, Rod, I was going to say the one explanation I could perhaps come up with is that it's at a middle school. He's 15, but he's working the school store. So there's a chance that maybe he's, like come there to manage the store from a higher grade, perhaps.
That's way too involved.
That's my
That
only
would be
explanation.
hilarious,
They
too.
don't even let you do that in college.
That
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say they let me run the school store, and I felt like a big important boy.
Through middle school?
But you had a school store?
We had a
You had
little
work study job in middle school.
What a rich-ass school you went to.
It's JF Drake Middle School, public school, but in 6th grade, they it was one of those things like, it was like Tom Sawyer. You want to paint my fence? It's really fun. And I'm like, yeah, I want to run the school store. That sounds rad.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were in middle school at the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if that dude is 15 and running the school store,
Well,
he's in middle
Well,
school.
no, but what I was going to say is that our school store, we just sold like pencils and erasers and paper and stuff like that. If they're selling pickles, this might be a more elaborate operation. This might be like a 7-Eleven, a seventh grade 11, if you will.
But
built up
but
against
the
the 7-Eleven.
question is, at what age do you give up on your own kid?
When they can buy...
Are they 21 in middle school, or are they fucking 16 and in the fucking
When-
5th grade, and you're like, listen, it's
Yeah.
over,
Well,
buddy.
it's
At 16, I gotta pull up. At 16, I gotta do something. I gotta intervene.
when-
Apparently, I have
And
not been
there's
doing.
the army for people.
when
Yes.
when you can buy...
That's what it's there for.
When you can buy Mad Dog 2020 Blingberry for the class, you're out. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah,
Illegally...
this guy can still serve a useful purpose for society, going to other countries.
Yeah.
Killing for America.
Who would suspect him? Nobody. It's a victimless crime.
I personally, I give my kid,
Send him to Ukraine.
I give my kid 3. You get 3 strikes and you're out. We're gonna go baseball style.
Yeah.
Between
Three failings.
between kindergarten and 8th grade. Like, if you fail, naturally, you're going to get your kid first, you're going to get more involved with your child.
Yeah.
And then if they fail a second time, you're like, all right, we're getting some tutoring. We're really going to go all out to fix this. You fail again, it's just like you're dropping out.
It's
Yeah.
over.
You're not
I
about
blame
to
your mother.
be fucking
Her side of the
12
family.
years old
You're not gonna
and
be
in
that
the
kid.
fucking 4th grade.
We'll
Yeah.
have like vocational school, right, where you can learn how to like hammer nails and stuff.
Yeah, we're doing
pass that.
something.
A 5-star
You're
hammer.
going to get him an
Five-star
apprenticeship at a mill or some shit.
Gotta be a
Yeah,
5-star hammer.
some people have trouble with it.
I hit my middle thumb
I mean, I was
again.
good at it.
Nick, what age? What grade and what age does your child hit? How many failings before you're like, listen, buddy, school isn't your thing. You're a guy to get a job.
Like 2, maybe 3. Maybe
No,
3.
like 1, the most 1. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't have that. You got
We-
my last name.
Yeah.
14.
I can't do
14. 14's got to be the cutoff. 14.
Okay, your
14
kid. You've got a
fair.
kid that's 13 years old and in the 3rd grade.
Okay, no.
Are they done? Are you pulling them out of school and putting them to work?
They would have been the fuck out.
Unless it's a post-apocalyptic universe where we just got schools back.
Yeah.
You're out, kid.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
man.
say I am the son of 2 school teachers. They will just pass a kid at that point. They'll be like, "Here, see, get him
You're
fuck
you're
out."
someone else's problem.
Yeah.
Again,
that-
like this
that-
teacher
but the
and
system
Catholic
fails.
priest.
Yeah,
Pass
exactly.
them on down the line.
Yeah, it's-
Don't forget the part about how this kid was in private
sorry,
school
any
his whole
priest?
life. So his
Right.
parents are shelling out,
paying for
let's
this.
say,
That's
a minimum
insane.
of $10,000 a year,
Right.
starting in
That's
elementary
fucking
school,
insane.
to where this kid ends up 21 years old in the 8th grade.
$1,000 a month for daycare.
Maybe this place is cheaper than that. He's just,
It has
If he
to be.
fails daycare, he's in real
It's blocks, kid. You can't fail blocks.
1 plus 1 is apples. All right.
Okay.
You're not even going to
Get
school.
a job.
You're not going to first
He
grade.
was singing a song the other day about how food goes to your testicles, so maybe I'm paying too much.
Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hyper teacher. Got it bad, so bad. I'm hyper teacher.
I have one more Florida story, and this one's from Naples, Florida, and
That keeps on getting.
yeah,
Good
and
old Naples.
this honestly might be my favorite opening sentence to any news story I've ever read. Naples police say that Stephen Joy was drunk on the beach on his 34th birthday on Thursday afternoon, lying on the sand while screaming and throwing bottles at random children.
Hell yeah.
What
That's how you celebrate your 34th.
wait a second.
No, what's the problem here?
I know. What a just
He's
what a
34, right?
like.
Yeah.
Let's just sit in the glory of all of that. It's drunk, laying on the beach, screaming and throwing bottles at random children.
So Florida.
And it's his birthday. You know, it
That
just
sounds
Let me tell you about somebody who was dreading that birthday.
Wasn't 34 that time that at the Kudu when I passed out and they put the chalk outline?
Yes, it is.
That was a good
Yes,
time.
it absolutely
That was
was.
a good time.
A father reported Joy to police, claiming that Joy was yelling at the man's 2 kids and threatening his 4-year-old son for, quote, stealing his beach toys.
This is him planning to go to celebrate his 34th. Yelling at it. He's like, where are my fucking beach toys?
Hey, you little piece of shit, where's my koosh?
That's my goddamn killer whale inflatable, you little son of a bitch.
I had
fuck
a
am I
Mellow
gonna make
Yellow brand
sandcastles?
pool toy. I had a Mountain Dew brand toy. I had a Pepsi brand toy.
Badminton, you little motherfucker, where's my badminton set?
Now, guys, I don't want to be that guy, okay? But that hot pink neon fucking noodle belongs to me. And your son done took it.
And I'm going to start whooping ass.
Oh.
When police arrived, Joy, who smelled of alcohol, tried to punch an officer and then tried to stagger away. He was then
That's the visual I'm looking for.
I mean, just you know what it was like. Like the cop wasn't even. They were just like
Barely
all right.
moved.
Yeah, barely moved. This guy took a swing. It was like nope, and then just started trying to walk away. After he was taken into custody, his antics continued on the way to jail as he unbuckled himself in the back seat and began smashing his head against the partition in the vehicle. So
Oh, man.
this guy's killing it, man. 34 years old. He was charged with disorderly intoxication, public disturbance, and resisting arrest. So
And that's from the Living My Best Life Chronicle.
that's what I'm
from
saying.
Florida.
I just
Ron DeSantis is Florida.
you know, I
He's making it great again.
I appreciated that. You know, well, first of all, he was saying he was throwing bottles at random children, which leads me to believe that is a separate event from the children who were trying
That
to
was how he
abscond
was
with.
celebrating these.
Yeah. But then
Somebody
34,
somebody
duck.
lost custody of the kids in the divorce.
Yeah. If they didn't, they definitely did that day.
I don't need them. I lost custody of the kids, but guess what I did get? I got this pool toy.
I got the pool.
I can't believe
Some
I've
of
been
them anyway.
celebrating my birthdays without, throwing projectiles at
Can
people.
you imagine the state of mind mind you have to be in and the state your life has to be in for the way you spend your fucking birthday is it starts great.
Yeah.
At the beach.
Yeah.
Having some drinks, you got some toys.
Well, some of them
beach,
anyway.
You know, that sounds wonderful. Then
The ones your kid
With
didn't
some
fuck
yellow
up.
energy.
maybe
Yes.
because then it just devolves into throwing bottles at children he does not know.
Yeah.
Accusing children of stealing his beach toys, fucking swinging on cops,
Yep.
unbuckling yourself in the backseat and smashing your head into the glass.
Which doesn't do anything for you at all.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't help you at all.
I
It's
just
just like if I'm going down, everybody's going down, including the back of the squad car.
When you're that fucked up, you don't remember that. You're in the moment, man.
Yeah, you don't remember the good times.
What's this about? Did this happen
You
to you?
don't realize what has happened till you read the police report the next week.
yeah.
That guy had to
Or
be
watch the
making Irish
documentary.
coffees
We've all had our
with
34th
fucking pure grain alcohol.
Our 34th birthday. That's a rough one.
That's
man,
all right.
because-
It
because
sounds like.
if that's where you are at 34, man, you got some thinking to do.
I mean, that's
You know,
true.
'cause I think that was like the low point in my life.
Yeah.
All that business with the king, and
All these in and out of court with the king constantly.
I was like, what am I doing with my comedy? What am I doing with my life? Open mics. I gotta fucking
These children-
shape it up. And
these-
now I'm married and with a kid. It's so much better.
These children keep taking my costly raft shaped like a pizza. You little sons of bitches.
You get a job if you want to lay out on a piece of Supreme.
Yeah, you know how much that shit costs?
You know how many camel bucks I had to save to get this floaty? Get out of here, random Floridian children.
This car around right now to
Yeah.
go get my floaty.
This-
You're gonna go to bed tonight, all right? You're gonna go to bed in a pint.
This Nerf football whistles, you motherfucker.
Spiral.
Russ, how many kids count books I had to sell to get this? You don't remember that? Kids count, the kids
hell
count books. For some reason, that just popped in my head that was a fucking
The
thing.
Scholastic Book Fair. Is that a symbol?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. That was a big deal.
Troll book fair. Oh, yeah, good times. Let me get one of those NFL pencils, buddy.
Yeah, they had some good shit.
And a copy of Caps for
saved your
Sale.
Oh, fuck yeah,
The
dude. Caps for
greatest
sale?
children's book of all
To do with
fucking time.
the fucking cap. that
Caps
that it
for
said?
Sale, motherfucker.
I remember
Yes.
that shit.
Yes,
He
I
had
love
the
that book.
He had the hat, all the hats on.
He had his tall stack
Caps
of caps.
for Sale is
He
about
had
this Charlie Chaplin slash what's my man's name who wrote the Raven?
Oh, Edgar Allan
Edgar
Poe.
Allan Poe type.
My man.
This look the dude, he looks like Charlie Chaplin and Edgar Allan Poe. Somebody Google Caps for Sale for Mike. So
It's
the
great.
dude
It's
he
great.
sells like newsboy hats, but he carries them. He wears them
Oh,
all.
I remember
He's
this.
like,
So
Caps
he's
for
got like a
sale.
Yeah, it's
fucking
a stack. Like,
20-foot tall
Yeah.
stack of hats on his head, and then all his hats get stolen by monkeys in the trees.
Yeah. See, I
Yes.
forgot about that
Caps
part.
for Sale is the
typical
greatest
day
children's book
in
ever.
that
my
guy's
God.
life.
I forgot about that.
How was work today, honey? Fucking monkey stole my hats again. Third day in a row.
Written by S. for Slobodkina. Maybe I should have read some.
What is that? What are you?
No, I think
Real
that's
name?
I think that's actually how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm bad with Slavic language.
I have no
It's,
idea who the fuck.
It's for Slobotkina.
Oh, Mr. Continental.
Yeah, that's me. Es for Slobotkina.
Mr. Yellow Volt over here. Internacional.
Ocra de Volta.
Yeah.
The
So,
extent of my Spanish. That's it. The end.
oh, yes.
a while,
Oh, I
man.
remember that shit.
Yes.
Hell yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I put out a call on Twitter for top 3. So people wrote in and asked the guests and I to come up with top 3s on different subjects. So I was gonna throw these out to the group. We'll go around here. First up, our friend Scott Howard from Alex City, Alabama, now in Los Angeles at The Best Is Scott. Top 3 breakfast cereals.
Oh man.
Oh, all right. Let's. If y'all need a minute to think, I've registered my thoughts on the situation, and I can run those down, and then we'll go around. I'm going with a really strange one at number 3, Kellogg's Crispix, specifically with a banana. chopped up on top.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Kellogg's Crispix with the banana.
It's gotta
I haven't
have the
had it, but I
banana.
need to try that.
They're
Did you just get your prostate checked?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Your grandparents raised you?
No, literally, that's why. Because no, you nailed it. Mike nailed it.
Yes.
Because
So that is exactly
when I was staying at my grandparents' house, that was the only edible like cereal that they kept. They would keep the mini wheats, not mini wheats. What the hell are they? They're like the giant fucking mini the wheats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the wheat.
Yeah, just wheat, no frost.
no frosting.
Shredded wheat. baby.
Shredded wheat. Yeah, they would keep
Flavorless packing material.
Yeah, the
Shredded wheat.
giant, attic insulation shredded weed that you had to break, like snap in half and sit in milk.
Cereal that you have to add something to
Yeah.
make it edible is not a good.
Shredded wheat, the cereal, whatever.
Yeah, shredded wheat is like if graham crackers were heroin addicts.
Yeah. There's no fucking nothing left in
But yeah,
flavor was.
in the house of Ruth and Obie Langley, that was the option: was either gigantic flavorless shredded wheat, or you get a Crispix, and then you put some banana on there and maybe a little spoonful of sugar in there. Very good.
My grandmother Rosie, she made me cheese toast with a Grape-Ico.
Oh, there we go.
That sounds like a before third grade little breakfast
Sounds like
right
something
there.
you eat before you start throwing bottles at children.
That's before you hit them with the Corsica.
That's some awesome bar food right there.
Yeah.
Cheese toast and Grape-Ico before you get your beer.
I never did cereal with fruit, but it was always just right there while I wanted to try it and just never did.
So that's number 3. Number 2, Frosted Flakes, classic. You know, most of the time, if you're staying in a hotel and they're going to have cereal, most of your options are going to be shit. But Tony the Tiger, right there to help you out. And number 1, I've said this before, but stand by it. Motherfucking Golden Grams.
Oh,
those are good.
That's
dude.
my
those
absolute
Golden Grams. Those Golden Grams.
all-time favorite. And I took a picture of this on and put it on Instagram right when the pandemic started. I went to my first grocery store run in March, mid-March 2020, and those shelves
Hoard all of them.
Well, no, those shelves were basically empty. But even when the world was ending, there was plenty of Golden Grams
Yeah,
left.
they're usually in stock, man, but they're
That's
not
what I'm
bad.
saying. Yeah, so that's my top 3. What do we got, Chris, for
Let's
breakfast
see.
cereals?
Number 3, let's see. I'm a corn checks man from way back. I dig me some corn checks.
Okay.
Fortified with fruit, of course. Some delicious fruit. Maybe a strawberry, a blueberry if I'm feeling quite fancy.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is going to make me sound like an old man too. Post Raisin Bran with bananas.
Oh, okay.
Post raisins are softer than Kellogg's raisins. Yes. And my mom loves us. She didn't fill us full of diabetes starter kits, like Lucky Charms and shit.
Is that why you look 20 years younger?
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say
Man, good job.
Well, yeah, touche.
that's the trick.
And what is my number 1? Man.
Right now,
I don't know
Right
how
now,
you're going to be able to top those two.
Right now, a bowl of cereal is about to appear in front of you, and you're gonna. What do you got in your mind?
That got me.
Kellogg's gruel.
I'm gonna go out on that Raisin Nut Bran.
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute, that was just a combination of what I just ate.
Yeah.
I panicked. I panicked.
Each one worse than the previous one.
Fruit Loop. You know what I really like? There's a cereal that it harkens back to all the childish
had your
cereals.
three.
No. It's called Magic Spoon. It's sugar-free. It's gluten-free. And it's delicious. You would think it tastes like shit, but it's really, really good. It's patterned after all the Fruit Loops and stuff, but it's really good.
Chris, I've
been waiting on you.
I know we've all. A lot of us has recently discovered, I've recently discovered, that you're much older than us.
Samuel L. Jackson.
But I didn't know you grew up in the Great Depression until you gave me your 3 best cereals of all time. I mean, this shit here is right out of the goddamn Dust Bowl, my man.
Listen,
This is some Michael Landon Little House on the Prairie shit,
it was tough times. Me and the family.
Reconstruction era cereal.
We would hook the mule up to the wagon and go get in the cereal line.
Chris's first headshot was done by the Works Progress Administration.
It was like,
He
you
had
need
just
either.
brought home a fresh bag of pebbles.
Oh my god.
No, literal pebbles. We can have for breakfast tomorrow.
Oh, I can't believe I've shamed myself with my cereal
No,
choices.
I'm with you.
And you were
Chris.
so so happy and proud to tell us, too. That's the funniest.
Magic Spoons is good. It is good. It's a little expensive, but it's good.
That's because he's been waiting since the Truman administration for somebody to ask him about cereal.
Chris, why are you so frustrated? No one will inquire with me about my cereal choices. Why won't they ask me about the Smitherman's wheat biscuits?
Well, you know where all that kind of weird health cereal came from, like in the 1800s.
Christ.
Like
Kellogg.
Dr. Kellogg
that Looney Tune.
invented Frosted Flakes. Not the Frosted Flakes.
Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes
Yes.
as an anti-masturbatory aid.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Because they were so shitty, you wouldn't even want to beat off afterwards.
Yeah.
And you're tripling down on that with your choice of cereal.
All right. Well,
Let me tell you about my glutton's choice of cereal.
I was gonna say, give me your top three.
Yes.
All right, number 3, Cookie Crisp. Literally just small
Cookie
cookies.
Crisp.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's-
Literally just small cookies.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Number 2, Fruity Pebbles.
Okay.
Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah,
That's
they're
right.
great.
Yes.
And number 1, Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries.
Okay.
Oh.
Get
Those
with
are
that.
some good ones,
Get
man.
with
You
that.
damn
No,
near.
what about Oops All Berries?
Oh,
By the
yeah.
way, they're not making a
I'm not
fucking
paying.
mistake
I'm not
every year.
paying for their mistake.
They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose. There's a mole in the Captain Crunch
Somebody's doing that
industry.
shit on purpose?
So whoops, all berries again. This is the 37th year in a row, Mike.
and there's
Yeah.
multiple.
You got to.
multiple.
I'm pretty slick. You got to market to me pretty well.
Yeah.
You got to go. This was your decision to make these all berries Michael McCall cereal.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
That's what the name of it is.
Rod, what do we got? Top three.
Number 3, gotta stay true to my roots as a youth in the hood, and I gotta go with number 3 just for the nostalgia, just for the greatness of all those years. Kaboom
Kaboom.
slash King Vitamin.
Yeah,
What?
okay.
Wait a minute. I must interrupt. You are now the first person and only person I've ever met who's consumed King Vitamin and Kaboom. I've seen these cereals on the shelves for a year, wondering, even as a child, why are we getting this cereal and who the fuck is eating this cereal?
That's
I thought you were going to say Rice Krispies.
King Vitamin and Kaboom. You're like a
King Vitamin
unicorn
and
to me.
Kaboom. That was like the WIC cereal.
Yeah.
You would get a WIC voucher. You would get some Kaboom
Finally, I know somebody.
or some King Vitamin
Okay.
and some Juicy Juice.
Narado, now you're even
Juicy
more
Juice.
interesting and
Yeah.
charming to me now. Now
Yeah,
you're like a folk hero to me.
Don't let the don't let the
Those
smooth
two
taste fool you.
That's all it takes.
Your boy is
Kaboom,
from the hood.
clown and a
I know,
king.
I know what that's all about. And the greatest thing about King Vitamin is that every box came with a mask on the back. There were 4 masks for you to cut out. But I promise you, for some reason, everybody wanted to get the night. But every single box of that cereal only had the panda bear on the back. You could never get the cool ones. It was just the panda bear.
So that's how repulsed
was
as a
intentional.
kid I was from King Vitamin. Never picked it up, never looked on the back, never knew they were masked.
it was
there was
so
just
good.
some dude.
If you would've known that,
he had a
maybe.
king's cloak and a king's crown, but instead of jewels, there were spoons around the
Yeah.
crown.
Chris
See, I didn't even notice
Chris was repulsed when he saw that there was sugar in the cereal. So he didn't even bother to look past that.
Mother, we must burn this local grocery store. There's sugar-laden cereal.
All right.
Number
two.
2. Number 2, I've got to go with Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep.
Oh
yep.
man,
That is good stuff.
Stone Cold
Cinnamon
classic.
Toast Crunch. You
That is
can't
good
beat
stuff.
that. You can eat it dry.
Yes,
You can eat it
preferably.
with milk. It's always on
Fresh out the
time.
box.
It's always
By the
spot on.
handful.
Snacks or dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
Number 1, I'm in here with Mike, but this is my favorite cereal all the time. Fruity Pebbles, man.
yeah.
Fruity Pebbles.
There's nothing better than a good bowl of the Fruit Pebbles, my man.
Yeah, and
the whole-
and the milk.
Oh, yeah.
The real question is best leftover milk situation. It's got to be either Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of, in Florida back in February, of course,
The Sanchez flakes.
and they had a display in a Walmart of Fruity Pebbles pancake mix and Fruity Pebbles syrup.
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah. I saw that, and
Only
they
in Florida. That is insane.
they have a. It's not licensed official, but it's heavily insinuated Fruity Pebbles vodka, where it's like fruit
And it's
cereal
delicious, too.
vodka.
I've had it.
Oh, have you had it?
Is it good?
Hell yeah.
You're putting on your cigarette.
That and I had one that was Fruit Loops flavored called Loopy.
Oh,
They're
shit.
both delicious. They taste just like the cereal.
Damn.
Nick, top 3 breakfast cereals.
Fruity Pebbles for sure.
Okay.
I
French
really feel
Toast
like an
Crunch.
asshole now.
French Toast Crunch.
Gotta
all
get
right.
some French.
Okay.
That's
all right.
good. And number 1, easy, Waffle Crisp.
Waffle crisp.
You cannot find that shit anywhere now except this one fucking grocery
You're right.
store.
Chick-fil-A.
And Huntsville, Alabama always fucking has it.
You're right about that.
I
buddy.
only go there because I have family there.
Do you drive specifically?
To go get waffle, I would.
Hell
Waffle
yeah.
both of your breakfast cereals are breakfast within breakfast.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you gotta.
Let me give you a quick life hack. The best Honey Nut Cheerios you can have. This is like low key the greatest cereal of all time, but it's a life hack.
Is it multigrain?
It's like secret menu shit. You get regular Cheerios, and then you put your own honey on those.
Oh, okay.
motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You talk about good milk? Oh,
okay.
man.
Yeah,
all right.
Try it
Can I
out.
change one of mine to Honey Nut Cheerios? We did have that as a child. We did
It's
have
all bit wild.
Yeah,
Too late for you, Chris.
Brand spanking new back when they didn't have the B on it yet.
Cheerios.
Chris predates honey.
Yeah, not until the Egyptians discovered it.
Yeah,
We didn't have any. All these breakfast cereals, most of these are built around deceit. Cookie Crisp, got the crook.
Yeah.
Lucky Charms, the fucking thief.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to steal stuff. Fruity Pebbles, Barney's.
Yeah.
Barney's always trying to steal stuff. It's just
Make a case
deceit,
for that.
skullduggery, and trickery.
The
My
marauding-
cereals were honest.
The marauding
And that's really the
colonial.
only reason. It's like I didn't even like
The marauding colonial sea captain crunch.
The front of
Who can
Chris's,
forget the worst?
the front of
Jolly
Chris's
Roger
cereal
piece of
box
shit.
is just American Gothic.
Yeah.
Hey, Fruity.
You know.
Fruity Pebbles had it was well no that wasn't Fred Flintstone, that was Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
Pebbles and Bam. You don't want to
No,
know.
Fruity Pebbles.
You don't wanna
Barney,
know what
Barney's
that-
always trying to steal his Fruity Pebbles.
Do not look into Captain Crunch's actions in the Belgian Congo. Horrifying. The things, the atrocities.
Cannot-
It makes it
cannot
hits
judge
different.
A man out of time. I have to judge him by what was happening while he was alive.
That's right.
It's
that's
like
right.
when you
By
still
art.
watch Woody Allen's movies.
You gotta separate-
same
you gotta
logic.
Still
separate
alive,
the captain
and I
from
can't
the
judge
cereal.
that creepy.
It's
If
it's
you want to watch a
definitely
Woody Allen movie, watch an Albert Brooks film, all right?
yeah. I agree
Woody
with
Allen,
that.
it's okay to like.
I agree with that. I
The
absolutely.
better Woody Allen.
This one comes from Mampers84, and this is top 3 '90s cartoons.
Oh.
And so I got mine lodged while y'all think about yours. First of all, I'm cheating here. Honorable mention, because this was number 3 in honorable mention was a toss up, but they're the same network, so I feel it's appropriate. Rocko's Modern Life as
yeah.
my honorable mention, and my number 3, Hey Arnold. I was a big Hey Arnold guy, and Hey Arnold is that's why I was like, I feel like I need to get into jazz, because Hey Arnold would come home and listen to fucking cool jazz. I'm like, I want to be like Arnold.
Oh
So,
yeah.
was in my era, but I have literally never seen one fucking episode of
Never
Hey
se-
Arnold.
Oh, yeah?
Which is weird because I have seen every other fucking Nicktoon.
Oh,
yeah. Number 2, I'm saying Batman the Animated Series.
that's a good one.
You know, I think that's probably the best
Holds up.
Batman period. And
There's only one right answer.
Uh-oh.
and
I think I know what yours is. I think I'm gonna guess.
number 1 for me, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
That's on there.
It's because
Still
you know,
funny.
It was something that it was forbidden. It was forbidden fruit.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead was the thing that parents were like being actively warned that it was going to turn your child into an arsonist or you know, like a killer. And so the fact that it was a thing that like you weren't supposed to watch made you like, oh, I got to watch this. And then on top of that, it's a genius television show.
There was a rumor I remember, like that was made by fucking little kids, obviously.
Sure.
That Beavis and Butthead would give you AIDS.
What?
I
What?
remember hearing that one when I was a kid.
Once again, Alabama public
Yeah.
schools.
I remember our
come into
teacher
play.
tell me that now.
That is worse than like 5G towers giving you COVID.
Chris, what do we got?
Well, I will give you props for Rocko's Modern Life. It is a wonderful cartoon.
Felix the cat.
By the way,
Steamboat
there was an
Willie.
episode of
Fritz the cat.
I had to.
Gertie, the silent film with the dinosaur.
Betty Boop.
You could get a free daguerreotype of Steamboat Willie in a box of Chris's cereal.
But we had to build our own hand cranks.
Yeah.
And Mom had to play the piano.
That kept you from hand cranking.
Yeah.
An episode of Rocko's Modern Life where Filbert the turtle and his wife, they were going to have a baby, but she had an egg. And these Easter bunnies were stealing the eggs in the Lamaze class. And this one Easter bunny had a pencil-thin mustache like John Waters. John Waters did the voice of that bunny.
Oh, yeah.
He
Jimmy
popped
Buffett.
up in every cartoon of the 90s.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in The Simpsons all the time, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Well, and also Fred Schneider on the
He did the theme song.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, Rocko's
all
Modern
the
Life.
B-52s.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Number 3, Exo Squad.
Oh, okay.
Exo Squad, killer. I own it on DVD. Number 2, Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think number 1's got to be Batman animated series.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Solid.
That
Mike.
first season
Solid.
was
I mean, as problematic as it is, I got to go Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
with
Yes,
number
yes.
3.
It's
Because I
problematic
loved
now.
it
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. John Kay has some issues, but
Oh yeah, that I was about to say what's the deal with that? And it's like,
no-
yeah, that guy,
the original groomer.
the whole guy.
Yeah.
Number 2, I would say Animaniacs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
yes,
it's a
of course.
solid, funny cartoon. And number 1, because I think it was 1990, right on it. The Simpsons. Is that
Yeah.
a 90s cartoon?
I think it's like 89.
89, but we'll count it. We'll
Yeah.
count
It's
it.
definitely a 90s.
Yeah.
cartoon,
Animated
though.
series, I believe it's referred to.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely.
It's not live action.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
90s more so?
Yeah,
than
I believe
Simpsons
it started in 89, but we'll call it.
But
yeah,
I mean, it was a seismic impact in the
Hell
pop culture.
yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
even at the time, as a child, I was like, I can remember wanting a Bart Simpson shirt, and my grandmother like, no, sir.
It'll,
that
it'll
one was
give
a
you
big one
AIDS.
for a while.
Not that, that's
Yeah, not the cartoon that'll give you AIDS.
He's disrespectful to adults.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's literally why. And you're like, you have no idea what's coming the rest of this decade.
Oh
But,
my
I mean,
God.
those 3, and I mean, everyone you guys have mentioned. I mean, Rocko's Modern Life is a little past my time, but I mean, I loved Batman the Animated
Hell yeah.
series.
There's just so many. Like it's
Yeah.
three's
So
a
many-
hard
right,
one
and,
to.
I mean, I think everyone in our generation like watches cartoons.
Yeah.
Because of like how much great animation there was in
Yeah.
the
In the
90s.
That was the golden era.
When,
It got really fucking
That was
good.
when animated series went from cartoons
Yeah.
to like actual TV shows in prime
Yeah.
time.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What do you got, Rod?
Number 3, I got to go with cow
Number
and
3.
chicken.
Cow and chicken.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cow and chicken is
Cow and
excellent.
motherfucking chicken.
They got away with so much borderline dirty stuff.
Yeah.
in
Dude,
that.
that was like the Ren and Stimpy people that went under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lance Sackless. Come on.
Number 2. I liked a lot of shows, and I agree. Ren and Stimpy is up there. I agree that Batman the Animated Series is up there. So all time, yeah, I'll go number 2, Batman Animated Series, and I can't believe you guys are talking 90s cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And did not say that number 1 is X-Men.
I knew it was going to be X-Men. I knew it was going to be
Fucking
X-Men. I
series.
guessed it.
Greatest 90s
That's the best
cartoons
generation of
of all, best iteration of the X-Men, best fucking 90s
That fucking
cartoon of
arcade
all
game,
goddamn
too.
times.
Theme
man.
song, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I knew you were going to
arcade
say
game.
X-Men. And X-Men, that series, it started up cool. Then it started to get dark and a little messy.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
They're
Yeah.
relaunching it too.
I mean, like Wolverine, and he's got the hots for Jean, even though she's with Cyclops, and it's like, dude, it's Saturday morning. You need to
it's
tone
the
it
ultimate,
down.
it's
Tone
the
that
ultimate
down.
sip story.
Logan?
Yeah, big time.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
Definitely Beavis and Butthead. If you could just lump any Mike Judge shit in there.
Yeah.
Okay, King of the Hill. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those would be the 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Ren
Supposed to be
and
coming back.
Stimpy for sure. I mean, it's tough, like, because like when he said cow and chicken, I thought I'm Weasel too. That fucking show
I
was
am
great.
Weasel, yes.
That
The
show was
90s
It
is
was all
filled
a
with so
spin-off.
many great cartoons that it's so hard to say
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is the top 3. It's like
Yeah.
it's sort of like a top 10 list, and like everybody's tied for number 1.
Right.
right.
Haven't launched in the 90s, right?
Not
Which
yet.
one?
Not yet.
None of the Adult Swim has launched.
No. Well, so my
Space Ghost is like
Well,
probably-
Coast was amazing.
Adult Swim hadn't launched yet, but there was Space Ghost Coast to
I
Coast.
think it launched in like late in like '99, but
Yeah,
it wasn't yet the original animated series.
Right,
and shit
right.
yet.
But the Space Ghost was around, and then there was the other series where Brack was introduced on Cartoon Planet.
Yes.
The Bright
Which
Show is
that-
fun.
This is
Don't touch me.
As I was in 6th grade, the same time I was manning. In fact, while I was manning the school store at JF Drake Middle School, I'm sure I was singing the "I Love Beans" song. I was like
I love Bane.
There was like a very small contingent of kids at my middle school that were really into Cartoon Planet. I'm sure we were just awful to be around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And nobody's brought it up yet, but 1999, man, the launch of Family Guy.
but
Yeah, back when it was fucking
99.
really, really
Amazing.
good, too.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking hilarious.
and no one said South Park either,
Yeah.
which is 97.
Honorable
so-
mention to MTV's Liquid Television.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sure.
That has some of the
Out
best.
the head.
The head,
The head.
so crazy.
I have
and
that. I
weird.
have the entire series on
VHS.
DVD.
Yeah,
So
I got it on
weird,
VHS.
man.
Oh,
I've
it's
got
like, well,
I've got
fuck you.
Herman's head on DVD.
No, yeah, there's an episode of The Head where Beavis and
Herman's
Butthead
Head.
pop in.
I once made a terrible mistake buying a movie called Herman's Head.
Oh, I remember Herman's Head.
I
Fuck.
think you gave it to me in that pack of porn you got rid of that time.
Oh, I guess number one would be
was like-
Batman, the animated series, though. Dude, you remember the Dumb and Dumber cartoon? They did a Dumb and Dumber
I
cartoon.
vaguely remember
Vaguely,
that.
yeah.
It was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
that, and they had a Mask cartoon. Like any Jim, they had an Ace Ventura
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
All look bad too.
Yeah, all that
Earlier
shit.
decade, but in the 80s, they did a lot of like turning R-rated
Yeah.
properties into kid shows because there was a Rambo cartoon,
Yeah.
Yep.
Police Academy cartoon,
Yeah, there's a Police
and
Academy
a Porky's
cartoon.
cartoon.
The Rambo cartoon did not get renewed because it was just too much. It wasn't because there was too much violence.
Because it was too awesome.
It was too
Yeah.
not because it was too violent, but like they didn't have enough toy stuff going on with it, so they didn't. But people did complain. It was like it's too violent. This is Rambo, and he's. But
Yeah.
nobody died. It's Rambo. It's GI Joe violence. Jump out of a helicopter just in time.
That's what they tried to do. Like that's why like they didn't make or get David Lynch to make like another Dune movie because they wanted it to be like to be able to like launch a toy line with it and stuff. And,
Well, also the first one was a massive
Yeah.
failure.
yeah,
Yeah, it
I
was just
remember
like,
the
yeah, it
Dune
did not
toy
go
line.
that-
I
they
never
wanted
saw
to
the
be like
movie, but I
Star
wanted the
Wars,
toys.
basically.
It was a Dune the Animated Series on CBS Saturday morning before Galaxy High.
I don't know when they're going to realize that's
I love
just not
Galaxy
something
High.
that's going to be like Star Wars. It's just not as interesting.
Sandy the Sandworm.
Exactly. It's that you don't
Come
have
with me
that.
on a magical journey through my stomach.
I wanted to share this. This is an interview that resurfaced recently on Twitter that cracked me up. This is Interview Magazine from 1999. And this was a series, I guess, they were running in Interview Magazine at the time called If I Were President. And this particular issue from 1999 features the one and only Kirstie Alley.
I know what you're talking about.
Did you see this shit?
Yeah, this is a very interesting answer.
Scientology for all.
Oh yeah. So this is Kirstie Alley's "If I Were President" from Interview Magazine, 1999. First question: why should we elect you? To which cheer star Kirstie Alley replies, "Because I'm not all screwed up." Okay,
Well, that's a good start.
deep answer.
I want to say
right to
about
the
this
point.
too.
you know?
Yeah.
Something about this too
Succinct.
is when you think that the
Yeah.
when you
Despite
think-
what you've seen.
Yeah. And
I'm not all
I'm not.
screwed up.
Yeah.
And I want to say this is the time in which she was promoting a very underrated film called Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it's a really
I thought
good
you were gonna say House
mockumentary.
Guest with John Larroquette.
Oh no, that
I was
was
going to say
earlier.
Veronica's Closet.
No, but about this too, though, when you hear the answer, you're like, "Oh, that's the reason we're talking about it." It's like, "Oh no, it's wait till the next fucking answer." It's even fucking worse.
How would you raise money for your campaign? She says, I'd ask every American to send me $1. If half the country complied, I'd have $125 million.
Well, that tracks.
Okay.
There were 279 million people in America in 1999, but sure. Details. Which of your activities would present the greatest challenge to your spin doctors? To which she replies, telling the truth. Ooh.
Hard. hardcore.
Can't spin a 350-ton stone. That is the truth of Kirstie Alley.
Yeah.
How much personal information would voters have the right to know about you? And she says, as much as they care to dig up.
Okay.
Open book, baby.
Yeah.
I've got
You
nothing
sure
to
about
hide.
that?
Got nothing to hide. All right, next question. What's the biggest problem in the world, and how would you fix it? And Cheers star Kirstie Alley says, the biggest problem is the lack of integrity that people have. That can be fixed with the application of Scientology, which can help people restore their honesty and self-respect.
Sure.
Oh man.
Just threw it all out of the window.
So
There we go.
the
I think
biggest...
You just lost
that's kind
all
of
of
funny,
them.
but it's just because of all the thetans inside of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Come with me to an auditing class.
Yeah.
I've got to audit in whatever the fuck that.
I
thing is
should,
in
because my
car.
Thetans have been active.
You've got an
My Thetans-
e-meter
I
in
got
your
an
trunk?
e-meter in my trunk.
I
He
just...
has a
Stacking up
P.T.
something fierce.
Anderson's The Master e-meter. That he bought off
branded.
eBay. They go along with his Japanese Lost Highway shirt.
Good eye.
We get it. You like film.
Good eye. What about my Japanese heat hat?
Oh,
I
nice.
didn't want to just dog you on this, but if you go,
No,
Who
I,
doesn't think that's cool?
I just like that in this scenario, she's running for president, and they're like, what's the biggest problem in the world? It's like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You guys have
All of
no
you.
integrity. Fuck all y'all. You
many-
need to be Scientology.
Too many thetans swimming around.
Yeah.
Too many Christians, not enough Scientology.
look, we're living in the era of the celebrity.
That sounds like a breakfast
right?
cereal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's from Reagan to good old DT.
Yeah.
I mean, could she have done a worse job than those two? Probably not.
Probably not.
Nope.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I mean, sure, she's nuts, but maybe we need someone who's really fucking
Yeah.
nuts. You know what I mean?
That's-
Not just nuts for a conservative, just absurd nuts.
That should...
Well-
For a human.
That speaking of Batman, that should be someone's campaign slogan. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Well, speaking of getting nuts, go ahead to the winner on this one.
I was going to say, the next question, the answer will surprise you.
This
Who would you appoint to your cabinet? Answer, David Miscavige, head of the Church of Scientology, Ross Perot, and my assistant, Leanne.
that's quite a fucking murderer's row.
What person, living or dead, would you model yourself on as the leader of the free world? And she says,
L. Ron.
the late humanitarian L. Ron Hubbard.
There you go.
You're a Scientologist without saying you're a Scientologist.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What three objects must you have in the Oval Office? Response, a picture of my children, a red chinoiserie desk, and black eyeliner. Okay.
In the Lincoln dildo.
Yeah.
Of course.
What would be your favorite presidential perk? And she says, the bitchin' house. So in case you didn't know, it's 1999.
Clearly has
We're
never
saying
been to
bitchin'.
the White House.
Yeah.
Not very bitchy.
Also, apparently, was working for a minimum wage all those years she was a star. How are you Kirstie Alley in 1999, and the White House is like.
That's fucking
That's the
badass.
ultimate homestead. It's like you should have enough money to build a 1,000-acre estate.
Yeah.
And you're like the best perk of being president. That fucking awesome fucking mansion.
That awesome mansion that's the most uptight fucking place
Cool
you've ever
house.
It's
fucking
like
seen.
what you imagine Graceland is before you actually go there.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
That is spot
Yeah.
fucking on.
Yeah.
All I know is if she can run Cheers and keep that frisky Sam Malone in order, she can run the country.
What would you veto every time it hit your desk? Answer, any attempt at psychological influence on our school system and our government.
Oh,
So
now she's a 2022.
keep the damn psychologist out of our schools.
For fuck's sake.
Whom would you pardon? Answer, anyone who made up for the damage they caused, according to that person who was harmed. So,
Nobody, probably.
I guess, like
Not unusually progressive.
if the dead person you killed says it's
I guess so, then, yeah.
you gotta.
He didn't say no.
I
He
guess that's
didn't
fair.
say no.
Elron told me that he said he forgives you, so you're good to go.
What book would be required White House reading?
I did Dianetics.
Yeah, that's right. Intro to Scientology ethics. Not even Dianetics. No.
Nah, you got to start somewhere.
Who would get an invitation to stay in the Lincoln bedroom? She says the most recent Nobel Prize winners. Fucking boring.
It's fucking so goddamn bland.
Who would? And then this one's really fun. Who would never get an invitation? Larry Flint and
Yeah.
similar so-called slave masters. This is like just because he does porn.
Yeah, another indication of what year it is.
Did
I
he
guess.
run some pictures of her or something?
Dude, who knows?
It's she's got it out for him.
Weird grudge.
Reverend Jerry Falwell.
Yeah.
Maybe he wouldn't put Kirstie, these shots aren't good enough. I don't want to put them in a magazine.
And I lost my virginity to a chicken. So that's really saying something.
That's really fucking.
If you're ever in the White House, make sure I get to the Lincoln bedroom.
Never.
We didn't realize how personal this interview was.
How would you unwind from the pressures of the job? And she answers, play with my children, make love with my husband, and dance to opera singer Andrea Bocelli in the Oval Office.
So the robot answer.
The fuck dances to
that's
opera.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I was
who
like,
dances
what?
That's a weird answer.
Yeah.
After she makes love to her husband and plays
Like,
with
there's
kids.
literally no ballroom at the
Oh,
opera.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
sit.
She left after I make love.
Yeah.
You fucking go. Anytime you've ever gone to an opera,
Sleep during.
anytime
yeah.
there's been an
There will be
opera
time.
singer, people are sitting and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
There's no dance. You can't shake your ass to that.
no, this.
Bad guys plot crimes.
Yeah, that's true.
People remember awful things that have happened.
Bruce Wayne is spending his last moments with his family. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is-
I remember that. I remember that scene. You know, when the Sharks would fight the Jets at West Side Story. They met up at that dance and they were all dancing to Carmen.
this LaDonna.
The 80s Christian rapper.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I grazed
R.I.P..
I saw him on TV like months ago, and it's like, this man still exists.
Well, he's dead now, but Satan bite
What,
the
is he?
dust. Yeah, he died.
Carmen
But
That may have been what it was.
Oh, God.
May have been
I
in
just showed a
memoriam.
video of it. I didn't know he was
accepted
dead.
That may have been
Which is
why.
invitation.
yeah,
He
yeah.
always weirded me out so much.
Fucking creep.
It's like beyond Christian.
And the final answer, and the most
best.
intriguing, name the
Rest in
movie.
peace, King.
Name the movie that would be based on your presidency. To which she responds, "Life is Beautiful."
What?
But the-
Which
The one
means-
about the Nazi
yeah,
that,
like
concentration
Is she
camp.
going to escape
Which-
from the Nazis? to
right,
be
which
president?
tells me that
She has my vote.
the
she
day the
didn't-
clown cried.
all this tells me is that actor Kirstie Alley did not make it to the end of Life is
trailer
Beautiful.
looks great.
Yeah.
He
seen
just
the
looks
film
so
yet.
happy.
Yeah.
Like,
She probably heard some opera music during the fucking movie and danced her way out into the lobby.
Right,
At the
right,
end.
I haven't watched the film yet, but just based on the trailer alone, I think, yeah, definitely that film. should
Look,
be
it's a tale of a boy and his father having fun in the 30s in
Yeah.
Italy.
He's just
Like an
goofing around.
autobiography of my life.
The guy just looks so happy. I wish
Those
that
striped
everybody.
pajamas look fantastic.
I will say that. It is basically, isn't it? Basically, just
Isn't
the
it
day
a
the
kids'
clown
movie?
cried.
I saw a bunch of people dressed up like the Hamburglar, right?
Yeah, that's what it
It's
is.
a children's
Everybody
movie.
looks so thin and healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirstie.
Oh,
The good
yes.
old days when there were no fat people.
That
Well,
was
you know
back
she's
when-
not saying
that.
that.
was back when Scientology was just quirky.
That was
it was
that
just
was back
quirky.
when Chris's cereals were made.
The Fuhrer Flakes.
In the bottom, win a chance to go to the world premiere of Life is Beautiful.
yeah. You win an all-inclusive trip to the Western Front.
I think the craziest thing in that interview, the craziest answers that she'd put Ross Perot in her cabinet.
Yeah.
If you remember Ross Perot running for president,
Not ready to go good.
that's all he did.
The only
he
time a
wasn't a
third-party candidate was
politician.
almost viable in this country.
He wasn't a humanitarian.
Yeah.
He was just some rich dude who decided to run for president.
Well, not shocking that she's like a big Trump person now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I want Ross Perot here. He's got some good
I
ideas.
actually worked for Ross Perot and met Ross Perot during the '92 campaign.
what? Is that true?
That's true. In 8th grade, you could get
Get close to that mic.
Let's hear about this.
In 8th grade, you could get bonus points for working for a campaign and social stuff.
yeah, I wish.
Yeah, so I volunteered for because I thought Dana Carvey was funny. I volunteered for
The only
the Ross Perot
acceptable
campaign.
reason.
So
Side note, the best Ross Perot impression is Jim Carrey on In Living Color.
let's not get into this old battle. So I went down to the headquarters, and it just so happened he was visiting town that day. Right
Please
here.
don't tell me you bullied Ross Perot. Shot him with a BB gun.
No, that would be acceptable.
yeah.
And he comes in, and he was a small man, very tiny. Like
yeah.
came up to my shoulders even then. And
Bend down, son. I got to tell you a secret.
Down.
so we go into this room. He's giving a speech to everybody. And for some reason, put me on the front row, I guess because I was a young person. And
Yeah.
at some point during his speech, he points to me, he goes, "I'm doing it for you, the young people," and then throws his head back and laughs that weird maniacal laugh. He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" Yeah, and I was,
puff
and
of
I was
smoke
just like,
happened and
I
he
was just like, well,
disappeared?
this is.
For you, my pretties.
And your little dog. Too.
So it was a surreal moment. So for a long time, Ross Perot was like the most famous guy I met for a long time.
Wow. Well, hell yeah. Well, you and
And he
you and
almost
Kirstie Alley.
Somewhere I've got a
president.
book like he like autographed it. Like,
Oh,
It's like I have a shrine to him at home.
How to almost win the presidency by Ross Perot.
Look, if it had been some shenanigans from HW, would have been the president. Let's not go into that.
Perot did disrupt things.
History
He
will be a
took a
little
lot
bit
of votes
different now.
away
Let's
from
put it that
a
way.
lot
This
of
is
people.
InfoWars with Rivers Langley. Okay?
Yeah,
Let's not
yeah,
go
that's
into
right.
it.
He did take a lot of votes away from everybody.
Do your
so.
research, Chris.
Let's just say history would have been a little different.
I trust the science of Ross Perot.
You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
fellas, we have time for just one more segment. And of course, it's time to take a look at our jam of the week.
Jam.
Oh, you can hear it now echoing over the Magic City. Of course, it is Limp Bizkit's 2000 hit, Rollin', Rollin', Rollin'.
They had to retire that one on TRL.
Michael, I know you be loving this shit right here. LIMP Biscuit is right here. But what we're going to do...
Strangely enough, I did once meet the guitarist for Limp Bizkit, but that's a
really?
a story for another.
Oh,
Is he running for mayor?
Oh, he might be coming up here in just
He's
a
the
moment.
shit. He's the shit.
He's
great.
the acceptable...
really nice guy, actually.
Yeah.
No, he's cool. I like him.
Artistic one, the real artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, have you ever heard Big Dumb Face?
I went to a Big Dumb Face show when I worked at the X.
Oh, really?
With Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. And backstage, and he's just sitting there waiting to go on. I'm like, dude, I got to ask Limp Bizkit, what's that about? He's like, money. I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah,
Good on you. But you know what? That's actually their most tolerable song.
Oh, sure. Well, and
If you're going to soundtrack the destruction of Woodstock '99,
Yeah.
that's the jam to do it to.
Well, so we've highlighted some Limp Bizkit tracks in the past. Corona Diaries 54, we did Break Stuff. Corona Diaries 77, Nookie, and Corona Diaries 103, My Generation. But now it's time to go back to the Matthews Bridge in Jacksonville, Florida, and check out the comment section for Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. This video, 218 million views and 47,764 comments, and y'all, I found the best.
Gosh, you sifted through. You did your
I
work.
be sifted. Let's dive down into this extensive comment section. The people have a lot to say about Rollin'. First up, Kirill Dreamer from 2 months ago.
That recent.
You hurt yourself?
The amount of balls and butts banging here is insane. True masterpiece for us old school soldiers. And they
That's
spelled
during an
That is
orgy?
true.
and I want to spell out how they spelled soldiers. SOLDJAHS. Soldiers.
Okay, yeah. Touche.
Yeah, the Rastafarian Navy.
Yeah.
The Rastafarian military is in the house. The soldiers.
Yes.
The foghorn is the bear, bear, bear.
Yeah.
That is it. I've never heard a jumping party described as butts and balls banging. You hear me?
Yeah.
So many butts and balls banging.
That's a swingers party.
This,
Is that
this
is?
track on that stereo.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna be.
Butts and balls banging everywhere, man.
I also like that. Yeah, they're highlighting the
Will spontaneously turn back.
I like that it runs the spectrum of like the best nether region versus the worst. They're together clanging. This next up, guy and girl from 1 year ago. Fred punches the camera in every Limp Bizkit video, and it turns me on.
Wow.
All right.
That is sad.
Somebody's a masochist.
Guy and girl sounds like guy got caught cheating and they have the same profile.
Yes,
Somebody
indeed.
has singular taste.
It seems like it'll be like Brian and Mary Marshall are always the people.
Fucked up.
They are always the people that say the most fucked up shit on Facebook,
Right.
and it's the easiest takedown where you just reply they'll say something fucking racist or transphobic. You just reply, okay, who cheated on who?
Yeah,
and then and it's done. What else are they gonna say?
I've always had a theory that shared Facebook profiles are a guy who has gotten in a relationship with a known whore. And he's like, listen, I love my wife, but that pussy needs a chaperone.
Yeah, we just gotta.
You're messaging both of us, buddy. Can't let her out of the house without a leash.
Gotta put a leash on that one.
Facebook is the chastity belt of the internet.
Yes, indeed.
The Matthews Bridge, though, you know what I thought that was for so long? I thought he was referencing that bridge that Dave Matthews Band dumped all that shit off.
Pooped on in Chicago.
Yeah,
That's in Chicago.
I always thought that's what he meant.
Look, given the opportunity, having to choose between listening to Dave Matthews or Limp Bizkit, I'm going with Limp Bizkit.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, you and this guy, Richard Meadows from 2 weeks ago. I'm still rocking to Let Biscuit in 2022. I wish you come back to Florida because I'm in Florida. So look for seeing if you can come back this day soon and to tour and to have great day. And keep on biscuit going half. You had your biscuit today? Rock on, man, and have a great day. And now, enough of that. Let's get on with the biscuit. You still rock, man. Hope to see you soon in Florida. Rock on.
Hey, this is a YouTube comment section, not Fred Durst's fucking personal emails.
I don't know how you guys decide where you go. I don't know how you book your tours, but you got a pretty big fan down here in Polk County.
Yeah.
Could you please just come to Florida for the kids?
Look, I lost my job because I licked a couple of kids, and I just need to see.
That guy sounds like he has a massive head wound while typing that.
Well, there's no punctuation. I'm assuming a great deal of punctuation in my
I don't know about you guys,
interpretation
but
there.
I love Let Biscuit.
Yeah, he loves Let.
It is great band, Let Biscuit.
Peachy Googles from 1 year ago.
Now we're talking.
That's what you're not going to do is try to punk someone for drag when you driving Louis Corona's car. But then I heard Elsa at North Back Apartments by the dumpster, the one with the bathroom that leads to the room, say a big-ass lie because she says, turn, turn, turn. Meanwhile, at the Dinkelberg's mistress's mansion house next door, young Isaac is dressed warmly because he's using his sister's spy gear, and she's the true and real lava girl and doesn't make Max wear nothing. She just lets him be himself and asks first what he likes. And by the way, anybody making fun of teeth, you're going to be judged the harshest. I can't even imagine from my empathetic state, I'll have to seek the one responsible for breaking a child's heart just for teeth.
What the
Sounds
heck?
like, okay.
Person a lot.
has ingested
That was a lot.
copious amount of aristocrat vodka.
Yeah. Aristocrat and Volt.
But okay, yeah. That,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little bit of that in there
Yeah,
too.
both. I think it's both.
I gotta say, that is obviously Dada nonsense, but the phrase "meanwhile at the Dinkelberg's mistress's mansion house" is such a beautiful, just phrase. Yeah, it's poetic.
That person
That's a Yo La
dropped
Dingo
some
album.
acid and started watching Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah. Like,
Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg's throwing a good soiree, man.
I mean-
I've been to a Dinkelberg party.
honestly, it sounds like like Blonde on Blonde era Dylan. Like I can hear.
Yeah.
That Dinkelberg mistress mansion house next door. Love Isaac dressed warmly because he uses his sister's spy
Yeah,
gear.
so you got to use the spy gear on. Too.
Yeah,
Use his sister's spy gear.
fantastic. Gin MC from 11 years ago. That's right. We're taking it all the way back.
Blast from the past.
this video. Oh, and I should say, if you haven't seen the video in a while, we're obviously watching it right now. It is filmed on top of the North Tower of the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And the day before,
Last great use.
yeah, that's right. Well, that's honestly why it was targeted. The day before 9/11, Limp Bizkit received a letter from the World Trade Center that's dated September 10th, thanking them for filming the video of the year for MTV on top of their building, and Fred has that framed in his office.
They just get
Biden's face turned so red.
Yeah. Well, so to that point, Jen MC from 11 years ago. This video gives me serious chills. Creepy. Filmed on the Twin Towers before the attack. Especially the guy dressed like a skeleton. Referring to West Portland.
Wes?
I thought it was filmed during that.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if this was some kind of video to celebrate the 9/11 that was going to take place. Think about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if Paul McCartney's dead on their fucking album.
If you look at the video and you pause it, the ribs, the bones in the rib look like an 11.
That's right. That's right.
if you look sideways,
I do think it's funny.
Can you imagine if they'd have been filming that video during 9/11?
Oh my god.
How Congress would have made Limp Bizkit the official band of America.
Oh, yeah,
God.
absolutely.
Like, the Limp Bizkit would be so fondly. It's nuts to think.
There would be a golden statue somewhere in this great country.
you could never trash talk
right
Limp Bizkit
on
again.
top of the Freedom Tower.
Yeah.
Would be a 30-foot tall solid gold statue of Limp Bizkit doing their thing.
No. It would
Just a
just be
giant
the red.
backwards
It'd be
cap.
the red hat, giant
it would be
red.
an angel with a hat backwards.
I think that it's funny that he has that framed when it's just like they get like put in the middle of so many fucking disasters, like fucking Woodstock. They pretty much caused that.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the next day, fucking 9/11 happens where they were at.
Hands down.
By the way, if you go back about 10 years in any YouTube comment section, you find the strata, much like the irradiated layer of meteorite that killed the dinosaur at the KT boundary. About 10 years ago in YouTube comments, you find where Vivo was invented. Because Vivo, when they started putting out official music videos on behalf of the record labels, they would put out these censored versions that they aired on VH1 and MTV. So you find all these people being like, why did they say fuck? So to that point,
Bullshit, dude.
High on Air X from 10 years ago. Fuck and shit without Limp Bizkit is like Jesus without God, Black without white, Bob without Marley, Vivo without a dick. Censor this, bitch. So he's a little...
Hey, I like that last
Poetic.
one. Vivo without a dick.
Bob Marley is the name of a group.
Finally, someone gets it.
Bob without Marley.
Bob without Marley.
It's like
you
Jackson
imagine?
without 5.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Bob without Marley? Jesus
It's
Christ.
hard. It's hard to imagine, though.
I did like the last line though. Vivo without a dick.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. he's
that?
mad at Vivo. This one actually relates to Birmingham, and it relates to our Patreon episode number 20 that we did with Nick Thomas, where we discussed Fred Durst's movie, The Fanatic, starring John Travolta.
Filmed right here,
Right here
beautiful
in Birmingham,
Alabama.
Exactly.
Home of the undefeated Birmingham Stallions.
That's right. That's right. So this has to do with that film. John Travolta is playing an obsessed fan named Moose. So with that in mind, Debut Snarf from 2 years ago.
Good man.
Butt snarf.
Doing the butt snarf.
That's a
Old
new metal
Thundercats
band
cartoon.
name.
Snarf was thick and a motherfucker.
Yeah. Snarf.
Greetings. I'm Michael Musatos. I am Moose. I wrote the original story for The Fanatic with Fred Durst 12 years ago. I did the autograph collecting, 10 years as a side gig. I wrote Moose, also titled Mr. Moose Has a Weapon. As an overzealous fan, I am not a man-child. They cut me out of the part that I had in the film, as well as any type based on or inspired by me. No credit given. To distance themselves, they are saying Spectre Man-Child Travolta in Florida. My photo did appear at the cut I saw. A reviewer mentions the photo. Fred Durst did not write this for John Travolta. We, over the years, filmed the little scenes. It was going to be a small $300,000 indie film like Halloween. Fred Durst and me, Moose. Over the years, other stars were attached to play Moose and the Hunter Dunbar character. I want the truth out there. Thank you, Michael Moose Satos.
Yes. Finally, where we can get to the bottom of this, the comment section
Yeah.
Yep.
on YouTube.
Yep.
That's yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, he's making sure everybody knows his story.
Don't go to an entertainment lawyer. What you want to do if you have a problem with Hollywood,
Spill it all there.
find a song that is loosely affiliated with the film you're talking about.
Well, this is
Very
equivalent
good.
to if you make an invention and you mail it to yourself, then that's legal. That's what that's the equivalent of.
I love it when people are always try to like get the credit when something like blows up.
Yeah.
They want people to know they're involved, and it's just like nobody gives a fuck,
Nobody,
man. It's just like,
especially
listen,
this.
this is a #1 hit song for Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck that you wrote it. all
Yeah,
right?
nobody fucking cares, man.
Don't tell people that nobody's gonna be like, well, we got to give this guy all the Grammys and all the stage
never,
time.
ever
We want to hear
works.
this guy singing and dancing. Nobody gives a fuck about
It
you.
never
I
works.
actually am Moose, and I wrote that movie. Well, let's get that guy a deal in Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah,
Also-
wait, can you do anything else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, now I don't give a
Into that
fuck.
Chris Brown song.
Well, I just wanted to highlight.
Banger by Mike McCall.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight the complaint of the real life moose from the
Interesting.
classic film The Fanatic, directed by Fred Durst.
Has that movie
That
been
movie
released
that
yet?
pushed Fred Durst to the top of Hollywood's mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody was like,
He
oh,
just left me behind.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
released it on the CWC.
No, we Nick and I talked about it for the Patreon back in 2020. It got released directly onto Amazon, basically.
Okay.
yeah.
And finally, John Ferris from 6 months ago.
A normal name.
I went to see Limp Bizkit, Cypress Hill, and Method Man. It was a free pop-up concert.
It's almost a perfect concept.
The line
Solid line.
for Tix was insane in the membrane.
I get it.
All caps. I was standing in line with my people, and a guy came up to me and asked if I had a doobie. He was a local DJ.
Cool.
I gave
Awesome.
I gave him some loose weed. He asked if I wanted to comment on live radio. And then KLOL Rock Station and his on-air rival, a guy by the name of Outlaw Dave, he looked to be about 70. I said my little line, and I made a joke about Outlaw Dave, and it killed. Then I went behind the aerial theater with a chick to fire up. A fucking badass tour bus come into that bitch sideways, and it was none other than Limp
The
Bizkit.
gods themselves.
Some guy with a painted face threw up the horns at the chick that I was smoking weed with, and she handed me the 2-paper joint and took off running towards the bus. I just sat there and smoked loud. That day is forever burned in my mind.
How did their biggest fans not know Wes Borland's name?
That's
Bet
why
we do.
That's why I wanted to highlight that one, because I'm like, literally, if
guy
you
with
I
can,
don't like the name.
if anybody on earth, if you know Limp Bizkit and you know more than one member, that other member is Wes Borland.
Right.
Yeah. Or maybe,
Well, I didn't know who
maybe
Westmoreland
John
was
Otto.
until today. Westmoreland sounds like a sci-fi writer. From the 60s.
Guys, I know you guys are all here fucking limping with the goddamn biscuit. Let me tell you about the greatest day of my fucking life.
Wes Borland, the guy with the painted face.
Dude, I fucking smoked weed with this chick, and some DJ was like, dude, you want to say this is a rocking good time on KLOX, The Thunder? I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And when some dude with a painted face got off the Limp Bizkit bus, was like, hell yeah, brother. And then he took my woman. I just kept smoking, dude.
I
Like,
smoked his weed,
rock
though.
on, brother.
I like that he wasn't even asked to like plug the radio station. He was asked to talk shit about Outlaw Dave on some other station.
And it killed.
Yeah, and he
It
killed.
killed with it.
Yeah, Outlaw Dave's
Burned into my fucking brain, brother.
It's the greatest day of my life, man. He's got it topped up from some fucking Word document.
We're going to get a Peabody
If
Award
you
for
go to any
this.
new metal song, you guys can find me on there. You'll hear this story over and over and over fucking again.
Yeah, you know the story.
Well, from Magic City, USA, keep rolling, rolling, rolling. That is Limp Bizkit, our jam of the week. Chris Davis, where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me walking around daily at noon Central Standard Time on Walking Around with Chris. That's WALK''N because it's special. Facebook Live exclusively.
Hell yeah. Mike McCall, where can people find your online activities?
Oh, if you want to see me post pictures of my child, follow me on Instagram at Magic City Saint.
Yeah.
If you want to hear me, or if you want to watch me retweet sports scores and occasional jokes of Bob and Med, follow me on Twitter at JMichaelMcCall.
Hell yeah. Rod, where can people find you?
Find me on Facebook, Narado Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rod for short. That's ROD, the number 4, SHORT. You can listen to my podcast, Uncle Rod's Story Corner, and my other podcast, Roy's Job Fair with Worldwood Jr.
Hell yeah! And you just had Roy on Uncle Rod's
just had
Story
Roy
Corner
on the show. The
That's
episode,
awesome.
Tales from the Simp. It was a good time.
Oh, goddamn, so funny. Nick, what do you got to plug, my friend?
Well, April 30th, you can see Derek Before Dishonor. I haven't got any places set in stone to screen yet, so you can just go ahead and watch it online.
And that's your new film.
Yes, and
Saturn, dude.
Yeah.
Screening at Saturn.
I'm thinking about there or Ghost Train, either one of those places.
Yeah.
But yeah, April 30th, just DM me on Twitter your email address, and I'll tell you what to do. That's the easiest way I found to do it.
All right.
And you just find all that stuff at linktree.com/NickThomas034.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and you can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod, every episode ever at youtube.com/thegoodspod, along with a ton of fun clips. Come see me on the road. April 30th, I'm going to be at 10 Buck Comedy at ASW Whiskey Exchange in Atlanta, Georgia. That show starts at 7:30. Tickets available at the #1upcomedy.com. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo at the historic Grant's Lounge, the original home of Southern Rock in Macon, Georgia at 8 p.m. May 6th, Awesome Comedy Hour at Liquor Express in Huntsville. And May 7th, Joker's Abbey at Smokers Abbey, East Nashville, Tennessee. That show starts at 10 p.m. and it's free. Come see me and Dr. Ben Sawyer and so much more. So thank you everybody for listening. Patreon.com/thegoodspod. That is the best way to support the show. Second best way to support the show, head to Apple Podcasts, where you can rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, fuck you. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.